The first year at summer camp. Wow, what an experience. Hey, ScouterStan. Let's talk a little bit about the first year for many scouts going off to summer camp. That can be dramatic. It can be wonderful. It can be an opportunity that can be a fantastic experience. And there are a lot of ways that the first year scouts can actually get more out of a summer camp. Many of the very fine BSA camps that are out there have a first year emphasis group. They talk about all of the wonderful things that they can do as a scout. They get all their scout skills started. They might not complete them all, but they'll at least get them started. Stuff they only can do at camp, like working on an axe yard, or getting their totem ship, or swimming, or all the different things that go along with scout skills. They can do this at camp. And the real purpose of this is to give them opportunities to get the scout skills so they can get to first class. After their first class, that's when the merit badge alarm goes off, and they go to summer camp for merit badges they can't get anywhere else. So that's the beautiful thing about the first year at summer camp. Now, as this scout goes to summer camp after summer camp, they may expand into other things. They may do cope, they may do whitewater rapids adventures. You know, there's lots of little stuff they can do at a lot of different camps. So look into it. The different scouts going. You have your first year, your second year, third year at summer camp. You want to make sure that the adventure is there. Now, sometimes on the first year emphasis, they will actually let them do merit badges. You know, first aid is a wonderful one. That gives them a lot of the scout skills that they're going to need. So first aid would be a wonderful merit badge to work on in the first year at summer camp. It's not a requirement of the first year. A lot of different programs will have that as part of it, so that when they come back to camp the following year, they know what merit badges and that process is. It's a very long orientation. Think of it that way. It's a week long, okay? And they talk about all the wonderful things that can be done in scout skills. Now, a lot of times they just call it trail to first class. They just call it what it is. But they might name it something, you know, famous, like Brown Sea, okay? That's a very common thing to call the first year program. There's other names, and depends on what camp you go to. Now, in the Appalachians, you have all of the camps that are in the Appalachian Mountains, you know, those, or near it, they typically have a Mountain Man program. Again, that is first year run, you know, and sometimes if they don't get everything done, they might do it again for the next year. So, but it's an opportunity to kind of do that orientation that I talked about. Now, on the East Coast, you have a lot of trailblazing going on. Everything from Maine all the way down to Florida. So on the East Coast, Trailblazer is one of those things. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have that in your camp, okay? They might name it something else. So every camp decides what they're going to call their program, but they're all first year emphasis programs. Now out west, they've got Wranglers. That is a wonderful name for the first year program. The Western, Southwestern, that is a wonderful thing. Now up in the Northwest, you've got Mountaineers. That's another great name for the first year emphasis at a camp. It's just to get them involved. That's the wonderful thing. Now in the Midwest, they actually have two programs. The very first one, they call it Firestarter. And that's the name of the camp that actually does the first year emphasis program. They just call it Firestarter. That's just what they call it. But that is often confused with another type of first year emphasis known as Firecrafters. Hey, before we go any further, I want to make sure that you are invited to come to the live meeting. The live meeting is on the first Sunday of each month at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So please join us. Now, you're going to have to adjust for whatever time zone you're in. But please join us and join in. That's a great way to ask questions, and I'm there to answer them. Also, I want to personally thank all of the patrons on Patreon for their continued financial support. Also, if you would like to become a channel member right here on YouTube, hit the join button and go through that process. It's a great way to help fund what you see here. If you don't want to do a monthly donation, that's fine. We have a thank you button. Just hit the thank you button and make a one-time donation. That is always appreciated. And let's get right back to it. Now, Firecrafters is a service organization. It's not an honor society. It's not like you're elected into it. It is the first year emphasis program where it is offered. It's mainly this program is available at summer camps in central Indiana, southern Illinois, and Texas. Now, this was started in 1920 at the Crossroads of America in Indianapolis. Firecrafter actually has 4 different ranks. The first one is camper, and that's the first year emphasis program. Woodsman is the second year at camp. Firecrafter is the third year at camp. And finally, Minizano, which is the tried and true Firecrafter. Now, I'm going to put lots of links down below. The little more button, click that. That way you can get all of the information about that if it's in your area or where you're going to be going camping. There are lots of different first year emphasis programs, and I want to make sure that you know about them. So look into it. If you know you're going to a camp, and so many troops choose a camp out of state. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, it just happens. So find out what camp that is that the youth want to go to, and make sure that there's a first year program there. There's a lot of other things you could look for, but that is a critical one. And every single scout camp has a first year program of some kind, whether it be anything from Firecrafters all the way to Trailblazers to Mountaineers, Mountain Men, you name it. There's a lot of different programs out there. They're all different, but they're really regional to that camp. And it's true. There's a lot out there, but we do a lot for our scouts. So look into it. Definitely get involved. And I'm so pleased that you're looking at this video and really absorbing this information and making notes about what camp you're going to and what their first year program is. That is super. So we do so much for our scouts, and I am so happy, so pleased that you are dedicating your time to the betterment of America's youth. This is big. We are changing the world. So create those great leaders and keep up the hard work. It's worth it. It really is. So until next time, I'll see you on the trail.